We got Collingwood Magpies taking on Hawthorn. Should be an absolutely fantastic game. We're looking forward to this one. Of course, we just watched the other game. Brisbane Lions defeating Melbourne there down at Casey Fields. But we got this game coming up now. Should be a good game. Who's going to win? That we will find out. Let's just have a look at the team lineups. And of course, for Collingwood, there we have coming in Davey, Morris, Schutt and Carlson going out, Atkins, White, Evans, Lee. The full-backs are Sasonetti, Livingston. The half-backs, Cronin, Schneider and Allen. The centres, Brazil, Khan and Rowe. Half-forwards, we've got Davey, Frederick, Campbell. Forwards, Morris, Porter. Followers are Barnett, Bonici and James, and of course for Hawthorn, Idley coming in with McLaughlin and Elliott and Bates going out. Rod and Everest are the full backs. Smith, Richardson, Kemp, a half-back. Centres are Williams, Fleming, Ashmore. The half-forwards, Bodie, Hipwell, Gilroy. Of course, the forwards, McDowell and Bascaran. The followers, Wales, Breed and West. Should be a fantastic game today. So we're only a minute away from the start of this match here today. I said it should be a good match. Collingwood coming off a loss from last week, kicking very inaccurate, which cost them big time in that game there. So we will see. We'll see how they go today. And of course, Hawthorn coming off a good win last week. We'll see how they go. We'll just get this a little bit more accurate for everyone. Sorry for the shaking. That's pretty good. All right, don't forget, folks, if you want to vote, we've got the poll up. Who's going to win this game today? Get your votes in. See how you go. See if you can pick a winner. That'll be great. All right, we're going to take you down to the ground now as the commentators have their last words, and they're going to take us into the opening bounce of this game at Victoria Park. Collingwood taking on Hawthorn.
Emily Bates out for the Hawks, so it'll be interesting to see how they go without her. But it's a river game here, and the crowd is still flowing in through the doors, Cal.
Will it be the Hawks 2 from 2 and carry on the Cinderella story from the men's and what their team's been able to do, or can the Pies open their account? Here's Jess Webster.
Beautiful sunshine at Victoria Park. Out of the middle, Lucy Wales squeezes a kick forward for the Hawks. And they can look to link up on the outer side. Here's Mattia Breed, kick smothered off the boot. She'll get it back here and passes backwards to Tamara Smith on the outer side. Kick up towards half forward, just out in front of Eliza West. Looking for a big game for her this afternoon in the absence of Emily Bates. Rowe squeezes a kick forward, it's a turnover, and the Hawks can look to go inside 50 for the first time this afternoon. Looking for a target up 50 can. Thrill Brood at it.
It rolls out in front of Michaela Williamson.
Probably needed a little bit more game awareness than Williamson. Could have let that one dribble out and had the odd lasso rule and taken the ball back inside 50, but a good clearing rebound 50 from Livingston then. Good composure by her and Slisher as well in the D50. Really important level-headed plays for the Pies. Frederick and Ruck, Davey, back in the line today. Fleming, pounces for the Hawks out off this season. Cal coming into the midfield. McDonough hooks the kick around the corner and has just pushed it right. So a couple of early looks for the Hawks.
It's just explosive, Mattia Breed. Remember, as the Pies try and bring it out of defence, here's Schleicher. So good to see her free of injury and get a really good run at it. Two-time All-Australian going back a few years ago. Injury ruined her season last year. Bonici, brilliant to start. Tries to go short and sharp, and she gets that it can. Play on, back to Bonici. She's got herself in a pickle. She's got Allen for company. Allen can help her. Looks for Frederick. They rise off hands. Throwing it on the boot, the Hawks player, and it lands in the arms of Ashmore. They can go inside 50 here again. Closing late, well done by Cronin. Down to Davey, a little fumble. Opens the door, Eliza West tackled off the ball by Davey. It was brilliant from them, and the Pies can clear. A booming kick from Slisher to the wing, but it's going to come back. The Hawks are well set. You're right, Jess, they are set up extremely well, the Hawthorn defence.
Eardley, the late in for Emily Bates. Kicks in board for Breed. It's a neat kick into the middle for Smith. Everyone forward of her. Kick didn't quite have the carry to West, who's under pressure. Hand passes backwards, a chance now for the Pies on the turnover in the middle. Breed goes in hard to Kemp, jams it on the boot. Only as far as Rowe for the Pies. And now this is a chance for Collingwood. Benici in the middle of Vic Park, approaches 50, will bang it long, it's a vacant goal square. Eardley gets back and takes the mark on the last line defence.
Really good reading the play there by Eardley. Davey with a critical spoil. It's going to come back inside 50. And
Looking to hit a target forward. It's over the head of Barnett. Campbell had a go at it. West close to the boundary line to Breed. Ashmore hugged up against the boundary line. Got to be quick. Under pressure. Might start here for the Hawks along the boundary line.
the body's feeling better and she's got some confidence back.
Absolutely, she is, Cal. And I think if last week's performance is anything to go by, she's in for a big season. I like the way that she's competing in the ruck, as we see there again. But it's also her ability to get down the line and take those big contested marks.
Rose scrambles a kick forward. There's a whistle on play. Free kick going against Brie Davey for a hold. She thought maybe I was being held. So Kemp pokes the kick out wide for West. Couple of touches early. Looping hand pass over the top to Williamson, one of the draftees for the Hawks. Kick inside 50 is a beauty. The mark couldn't be completed close to the line. But here's a chance on the run. The flying shot at goal hits the post. It was a promising build-up from the Hawks, but Bascaran just couldn't find the finish.
So Brie Davey back for the Pies. She is the captain and she will help them. And the late out is the captain for the Hawks, and they're clearly their best player, Emily Bates, with a calf injury. So it's favouring the Pies as they look to break off across half-back, little fend off there and a kick into space, and now the foot race is on. Will they be able to keep it in play? Chance for Brazali. Go again. Campbell's getting involved. Hawthorn trying to look and get that run and carry going. West, the acting captain, former Demon player, playing just her second game for the Hawks. High ball. Flying was McDonough. Here's Gilroy. Overruns it. Benici. She's got the speed. She'll always back herself. Good tackle applied. Down there from Everest it was. Still it's alive.
Squeezes it forward for Breed. Has some time and space. Back in board for Fleming. Gets around Fowler. Pokes the kick to half forward to Gilroy, who can mark and take off. She's a booming kick. Lets it fly from 50 out for the first of the afternoon. And a milestone game. Bang! Let's take a look at our Chemist Warehouse goal replay. Aileen Gilroy has a big boot on her. She knew the moment she took the mark, she could turn her opponent inside out, Ellie, and just let it fly from 50.
Yes, that's what she's capable of doing, isn't it, Jess? She's just so unpredictable at times and really hard to match up against as a defender. And particularly when she's got the wheels on her. And have a look at this, just her ability here when she had the ball.
This is a bit of the Irish skill. Look at that, just that little dinky kick that they bring to this game. More than 30 Irish women playing in the competition this year. And as I said, the two keys up forward, McDonough and Gilroy. Brilliant stuff. Great little pick up from our cameraman down there as well, as Sheriff bombs it long, and it's another inside 50 ball. Chance for Breed. Goes back, centering kick, and this time it's a good night to Sheriff.
Some nice build-up here by Hawthorn. They're getting plenty of opportunity inside 50. They've had 10 inside 50s to Collingwood's 2. And they just look so much more dangerous. When they're getting the ball in the middle parts of the ground, 60 metres out, they're looking to get it deep inside. Haven't been able to capitalise as much as possible yet, but hopefully Sheriff can now.
2 milestone women out there in the brown and gold today. Gilroy, who kicked the first, and Sheriff, who has kicked the second. And this magic carpet ride that the Hawthorn Football Club is on at the moment is not stopping with the women's.
Not at all. It's just some really nice ball movement here. They're getting some really good support inside their forward 50. They're clearing the ball from the middle of the ground, getting some really nice clearances and some movement happening. And just Sheriff, again, another really tough matchup inside 50 as well. And geez, it's a promising start for the 2 milestone players today.
Afternoon, of course, it's the men's qualifying final, the Swans and the Giants from the SCG, followed by the elimination final tonight between Brisbane hosting the Blues. So plenty of footy action coming your way, all on Fox Footy, all for this Super Saturday. Crowd in Melbourne relishing finals footy and just footy in general, as the Hawks looking to build on the outer side. And tackled down there is Baskaran.
Really good work there by Hawthorn, just to slow the momentum of Collingwood down for a moment in time.
Barnett took it out of the ruck, and it'll be a free kick to the Hawks.
Stand. Just hold it. Play on. You.
They go down the line. Flicking it over her head was McDonough, the other Irish woman. She flicked it over and it was a lasso, so it'll be a free kick. No, boundary throw-in, in fact.
Benici with the 9 disposals to start off this game. Rowe with 6 and Frederick with 6 for the Pies. Lucas, Rod and West both with 7 for the Hawks.
And that's high contact and a free kick going to the Pies.
It's a great start by Hawthorn to start off this game. They've had the 10 inside 50s to Collingwood's 5. Which is really smart play here by Collingwood, just to run down the clock, close it out. They've been able to be accurate going inside 50 as well with the 1 goal to their name.
Quarter time at Vic Park, and it is the Hawks that take a handy lead, 2-2-14 to the Pies, 1-1-7. game. With a 7-point lead at quarter time on the boundary, Bryony Dawson.
I'm here with Collingwood coach Sam Wright. It's a huge uncontested possession from Hawthorn there. What did you say to the girls?
Yeah, I felt like obviously their uncontested possession was really high and they want to try and do that in their back half. What happens is if you sit back, you can't actually force that front line into pressure. So again, just a bit of urgency would be nice on that front line.
And there was a lot of inside 50s for the Hawks as well, but the back line actually held up really well and put a lot of pressure on them.
They did, and we got some rebound towards the end of the quarter too. So just trying to get one after the other, and then it'll roll from there.
And you've got Davey back in the team this week. You've got senior players like Slasher, Fredericks having a great season as well, and Benici back in.
Is running rings around them as Ruby's stripped of it. Holding the ball, Gilroy got Schleicher. Just a little bit too slow. And Gilroy, who's got a booming kick the opener from 50 out. Here she goes. An absolute rocket. It clears over the head of all of them. And it was touched. Goodness me.
If only Cal.
Imagine that. Well, hang on. Didn't Danielle Ponta do it from the centre circle last year?
Yeah, she did do it from the centre circle last year, which was incredible. But, I mean, again, Gilroy just so hard to match up against and got a booming kick on her. It was very unpredictable when that ball bounces like that.
Benici to Frederick. Squeezes a kick forward. Lucas Rod. High contact. And get the free kick. Into the middle for Smith. Continue to switch. Look how Rowe applied the pressure on Williamson, but she was good enough to take the mark, and this is her speed. On show at Victoria Park to 50. Bombs it to a dangerous position. Off hands, West. Rowe squeezes a kick home. First and the second to the Hawks.
Jeez, what a build-up there from Hawthorn, and that started from Lucas Rod, and that's maybe why you don't want to take him off the half-back flank. Just that switch kick into the middle of the ground, and Williamson, I mean, Sarah Rowe is quick, and she's got some wheels on her, so to get that gap and the distance there for a deep kick inside 50, a great contest, a great front and centre there by Eliza West, and the stand-in skipper is playing an exceptional game to start off with today. That's her 8th disposal and her first goal.
Acting captain today, Eliza West. In just her second game for the Hawks. And across with Sheriff, of course, a premiership player with the D's.
Just such an impressive player she is, Cal. Love the way she goes about it. Just one of those really hard-working midfielders that likes to get to many contests, loves to get involved in it.
And there is Michaela Williamson. So she broke the draft combine 2K time trial record. That's how much speed she's got. Now, Sarah Rowe's standing next to her, and she is speedy. Debuted last week. Do you want to know the time of the time trial? This means nothing to me, Ellie. You're the professional athlete here. 2K time trial, 7 minutes and 9 seconds.
That's fast, Cal.
Okay. What are you doing?
It's a great intercept mark.
Hawks looking to go again. Well done. That was fantastic stuff by Shudi, who's the debutant. He found it hard going to get it up forward. Here's a chance. Campbell kicked the first for them last week. Unable to take the mark. There was Barnett. Turns and spins. And spins into trouble. Still a live ball. Umpire hasn't blown the whistle. Porter's in there fighting hard. Alana Porter kicked a goal last week. They desperately need one.
The goal square for Collingwood.
So they kicked 4-11 last week against the Swans. The accuracy really hurt them. Little problem early here for them, although they haven't had too much opportunity. Look at the way the Hawks move this ball. Ashmore, Sheriff, inboard they go. Lucas Rod, bouncing ball inside 50. It's skittled Baskaran. Waiting at the back is Bree. Handball's over the top. Here's a chance. And too many Magpies surrounding Hawthorn, and they should be able to clear Frederick. Good luck trying to tackle her, Jazz Fleming. She went for a pity back in the end. Benici, hurried kick out of there. High ball on the wing. Off hands. Campbell's got it. She has a bounce in the fluorescent pink boots. She's streaming down the wing. It's an open goal square. There's no one there. Who does the bounce favour? Campbell goes in again. And it's held in. It'll be tossed in the air.
It was really smart there by Campbell. Had no forwards in front of her. So just smart being able to run, take a bounce and kick it to space and push hard forward to create a stoppage inside their 50.
Barnett takes it out of the ruck, throws it on the boot. It's out of bounds on the full. Hawks can reload in their back 50.
She's really liking their movement from the defensive half of the ground. Isn't it nice to watch, Jess? Their ability to work the ball up to sort of 60, 70 metres safely outside of goal and then take the ball inside the corridor and get a handball receive and get it moving.
It's a real intriguing battle today, Ellie. We're coming into this, obviously the first time these two sides have played each other. As Frederick takes another contested mark, I'll come back to you on what kind of questions you wanted answered today from these two sides. Frederick kicks laterally into the middle of the ground, finds Allen. Kick just out in front of James. Collects on the bounce. Rowe had a fumble. Richardson pursuing her and wraps her up. We're coming to the footy today. What did you want to find out about these two teams?
I mean, I wanted to see if Hawthorn could back up their performance again off the back of last week's game against Carlton. I mean, we know it's a different look team this year. They've added some senior players, so to see if they could continue that movement.
Davey, play on advantage, she thought. No, it's got to come back. It is a free kick going to her. So good to have the skipper back. She's such an inspiration.
By Michaela Can. Just really good pressure and persistence there by the Pies to get that ball inside 50. And then this is what you want from your small forwards.
Well, she is a tackling machine.
Last week and again today, they've had the 10 inside 50s. They just need to capitalise.
Cronin squeezes a kick forward. Another chance for the Pies. Contest. Off hands. Hawthorn defenders pounce. She takes a big deep breath on her approach. Should make no mistake. And she just sneaks it home.
Well, it was really good work by James in the contest there to keep that ball moving forward, kept her feet, was able to get a deep kick inside, and Morris again. Just holding that front position is really important on days like today, particularly with Hawthorn dropping that extra number back, taking a really good contested mark, and it's important to go back and kick that.
Chops it off. Goes into the centre. It was a risky kick. The target was Ramos.
It's tripped, I think, Cal.
Yep.
Again, it's that run and dash from Fleming, isn't it? She's just trying to take the game on.
16 disposals last week. As Jazz Fleming goes inside 50, and the delivery was beautiful to McDonough. Precise, silver service. And these Hawks are up and going. McDonough, here she goes. She's going to take off on the left. Grubbers it. Still a chance. Out wide. Sheriff throws it on the boot. And it hasn't got the required bounce. Probably a good result in the end because it'll be a boundary throw-in.
It is, Cal. That's what you want. Another opportunity to kick a goal here. It's just really nice too. It's really promising.
Chance for the Hawks up. Vukic, front position against Fred.
Hands in your hands. It's a great finish there. And just really clean as well. Didn't have the ball in her hand for too long there, Cal. Was able to get one back for the Hawks.
So Anya McDonough had a big crunch last week in the shoulder. Had to have a test. Improve her fitness. 2 straight goals last week. She was a leading goal kicker last year with the 10 goals. So she's already got 3 from her first game and a half. She's on track to better that as these Hawks really know how to find the goals. Breed with the kick out. Kilroy was outnumbered. Benici in space. Just smothered there by Sheriff. Flicked down well by Smith to Breed. Vukic throws it on the boot. Waiting at the back was Bodie. She had it and then she loses it. We've got just over 4 minutes to play in this very entertaining opening half of round 2 AFLW action at Vic Park. Perfect conditions. It's about 20 degrees. Spring has finally arrived and it's a great vibe as the crowd has rolled in from the surrounding streets in Collingwood. Saturday morning, full of cafes, kids playing sport, and they've made their way here after the Saturday morning sport. Bit of Auskick, bit of AFLW, and a bit of AFL men's finals. It doesn't get much better than this. Charging through and going without it was Blair. Rowe. Campbell. Caught. Gone. Bascaran got her. Wants to go. Goes over the head of Gilroy. Waits for the bounce. She's already bombed a couple. Eileen Gilroy does it again. She cannot miss. It's her second for the afternoon in her 50th game. She is emerging in these first 2 weeks of this season, and it was all set up, Ellie Blackburn, with the Charlotte Bascaran tackle.
Yeah, geez, that's a great chase down tackle. One that gets your team up and about, but she was quick to get the ball back inside 50 as well, knowing very well that she was catching the Collingwood defence off guard, and Gilroy as well. Goal number 2.
Down the wing, she has a bounce. The only player inside 50 is Gilroy. She's been the most exciting player on the park in this opening half. Door might open up here, and it's out. Beautiful tap work down to West. Good tackling pressure. Davey just working her way into this one. Allen with a rare fumble. You don't say that to her.
More involvements, doing everything for her side. Pies off half back, kick to the wing. Lucas right. Strong tackle. And that is the half-time siren here. A cracking game of footy at Victoria Park between Collingwood and Hawthorn. The first time they've met in the AFLW competition. And it is Hawthorn by 16 points at the main break. 6-3-39 plays Collingwood 3-5-23. It was the Hawks by 7 points at quarter time, and they got out to as much as a 22-point lead thanks to a goal to Mattia Breed late in that quarter, but a really important goal from Grace Campbell late in that second quarter. Just kept it 16 points at half time. Emily for today.
And just one quick question on the goal celebrations. Did you guys have a meeting about that you're going to up the goal celebrations this year?
No, we didn't, but I think it's a vibe at the club right now. So I think, it brings energy and we love
Victoria Park in the sunshine in early September. There's the smell of freshly cut grass, the smell of hot dogs, the smell of hot chips. And Hawks fans have got a real spring in their step after last night. Their team leads by 16 points, 6-3-39 to 3-5-23. This is a high-quality contest, AFLW round number 2. And the Hawks looking to see if they can fight back from 16 points down. Britt Bonici leading the way. She's had it 16 times. Lucas Rod with 14. Ellie Blackburn. That was a high-quality, really entertaining opening half of footy.
Yeah, it was a fun contest to watch, that one, Cal. I really liked the movement from Hawthorn off the half-back. I really liked the way that they were able to run and carry. Lucas Rod had really good composure, was able to take the ball on, get some good kicks inside 50, but Gilroy, for me, has been absolutely incredible inside 50.
As we have a look at the Chemist Warehouse halftime highlights, and the 2 goals are pretty good.
They are very impressive, and ones where they're very unpredictable, Cal. It's hard to match up against her. She's able to take the ball, play on, and kick some long-range goals as well. And, Hawthorn, they're just looking like they're scoring quite easily when going inside 50. But for Collingwood, it looks like it's a bit more of a challenge at the moment. They're fighting a lot harder to get those shots on goal.
Certainly are. And it was a lead, Hawthorn, by 7 points at quarter time. All single goal kickers, except, as you said, one out there. And here's Breed. We've spoken about her. I've given her huge raps. I think she's really a player of the future. A late couple really to Collingwood is what they needed.
Absolutely it is, and it came through Campbell there, but I'm really liking the midfield of Hawthorn, being able to step up with Bates not into the side today, so Breed, Fleming have really stepped up, and along with West, the stand-in skipper as well today.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned Gilroy. Let's dig a little deeper there, because she's playing her milestone game, the Irish woman from County Mayo, 31 years of age. As I said, game number 50. Went to North Melbourne initially and now has been at the Hawks for a couple of years. 2 goals in this opening half of footy after she kicked 2 goals last week.
Yeah, she just looks so dangerous, and it's the celebrations as well to come with it, Cal. She's just looking so lively every time she goes near the footy today.
Okay, so the Pies in deep discussion, looking for their first win of the season. They went down by 15 points at North Sydney Oval last week in the season opener. Can they fight their way back into this one in the second half? Stick around, plenty of action, footy action, men's, women's, the works coming your way on Super Saturday on Fox Footy. Here, a little give from Bodie, hasn't done too much. The kick down the wing to a one-on-one contest. Well played.
McDonough, who gathers, tried to find the young debutant of McLaughlin, had a fumble. Pies sent it back the other way, a 2-on-1. Pies have the numbers. Davey at the drop, gives it to Rowe. Chip in board's a good one to Benici. Was everywhere in the first half, not the required distance, forced to play on. Looping hand pass over the top to Ken, who sends the Pies inside forward, 50, and Morris again. Or is it Barnett? It is Barnett who's marked and can line up for her first of the day and first in her career. Imogen Barnett came into today with 6 behinds to her name. She had a shot in the second quarter that was rushed through, so let's see.
Carlson's really impressive, keeps her feet and able to pick the ball up cleanly to kick the goal.
Gee, this is a high-quality game. That passage of play is some of the best football we have seen in AFLW so far. Season number 9.
Back in the middle we go from the restart. Ken gets the hand pass out and it's a pushing back, so she'll get a free kick. And advantage is paid. Benici streams away to Rowe, back to Benici. Now directs the kick up towards half forward, bouncing in front of James, and that will go out of play.
This is the tough thing for Collingwood at the moment, is that everything they're doing is under pressure at the moment from Hawthorn. It's really hard for them to score and create those opportunities because the defence, particularly coming out of the middle of the ground, just so hard. Every kick is under pressure.
Lucas Rod patrolling the half-back line for the Hawks in a new position this year. Now Smith inside defensive 50. Spear and keep looking for Fleming. Tried to get around Benici. It's no easy task.
If it was anyone else, she would have done it.
And Pies on the rebound. Can they make it count here at half forward? Campbell tried the fend off. Just have to hand pass into the path of Rowe. A bouncing kick towards the top of the square. Barnett, is this her moment? Oh, out on the floor.
Can't quite get there, Barnett, but geez, Benici is an absolute workhorse at the moment. Everywhere for Collingwood, and that tackle was just really important on Fleming to get that ball inside 50 for her team.
So 6 career behinds for Imogen Barnett. She's had 2 set shots, one was touched and one out in the full in this quarter. Look at the Hawks trying to build.
She hasn't added to her behind tally.
No, she hasn't.
A couple of rush behinds.
Geordie Allen, good mark. Good player as well. Campbell flies in. Sheriff just picks it up and bangs it. Bouncing ball. Skittles a couple. Here's a chance for the Hawks. Oh, that's clever by Bodie. Trying to team up. A wonderful tackle applied. Bodie will go again. Who's she got? Wheeling her way around. Is this Williamson? Williamson! The runner, the time trialist, can kick goals as well. They are piling on the pressure, these Hawks.
Again, Bodie involved in this play. She's had a couple of nice moments inside Hawthorn's forward 50. Stay composed with ball in hand here, and how good is Williamson? I mean, the wheels on her, Cal, is very impressive. Just breaks the lines and kicks truly there. I mean, playing a really nice roll out wide for the Hawks today. And geez, that's a really good finish. After what was a bit of pressure from Collingwood, had a couple of opportunities, and that's what happens when you don't capitalise on it. So that the opposition go the other way and kick a really important goal for them.
She is 20 years of age. Speed kills. That was absolutely elite, that passage of play.
And from her 6 disposals, she's had the 3 score involvements as well. So really high quality stuff there, Cal.
We've seen the debutants from last year's draft have played all the way through, and here go the Hawks again.
A long kick inside forward 50. Livingston against Bodie. Bodie has the agility. And past to Basker, and she's going nowhere.
Hawks were 14th last year, 3 wins, 7 losses.
A free kick, in fact, for a sling tackle. So Basker is going to have a look at goal here.
Geez, I tell you what, how good is Fleming coming out of the middle of the ground? Probably one of the most exciting players to watch.
From the pocket. Frederick on the last line of defence. You would love about three, Sabrina Fredericks. Just one in the back line, one on the forward line, one on the ruck. And Ellie, like, contested marking in the women's game is so important.
It really is. Jess, as Hawthorn go forward again.
Hit well from the pocket to make the Pies pay. Threads the needle.
Well, this is just an avalanche of goals. We know in the early seasons, goals at times were hard to come by in these suburban grounds, windy conditions, blustery conditions, but what they are putting on today, they are just well and truly putting on a show, Daniel Webster's team, and it's exciting. It's so exciting for the competition. It's exciting for the Hawthorn Football Club and the wave of momentum that they're riding at the moment. They are so watchable.
They are. It's impressive footy at the moment, Cal, and I mean, from Hitwell there, that's a great finish, and that's the important part of it. From their inside 50s, they're able to capitalise on their scoring opportunities. So 9 goals, 3. I mean, you flip it from the other way, from Collingwood's point of view, 3 goals, 6. I mean, they're just capitalising and making the most of their moments.
So 9 goals all up last week against the Blues. So holding, Fleming was off again, Jazz. Damien, of course, a former Test cricketer. He was in the stands last week at Frankston for their first game of the season. Is that Breed with the smother on the mark? It was. Brilliant. So I might be here again today, Mum and Dad. Breaking clear. Campbell does well. Need a few marks. Oh, that's a great mark by Kemp. 1-on-1 with Bree Davey. You don't often outmark Davey. Ruby Schleicher was interviewed on the stadium mic in a pre-match interview and said Bree Davey's the best player she's ever seen. And it was so exciting for them to have her back out here this afternoon. Just working her way back into the contest, but to outmark Bree Davey, wow. Benici, short. Over to Rosali. Into the pocket she goes. Kemp tries to flick it over. Campbell keeps it alive. Vukic will fly, coming in from the side. Well played it was by Blair. Handballing into space. And it's going to come back and be repelled again. And here she is, Michaela Williamson, having a breakout game in just her second AFLW game.
Pokes the kick down the line at Hitwell, the last goal scorer. The Hawks have kicked the last 3 of the game. They led by 16 points at half-time, and now it's blown out to 33 points, the margin. They kicked their highest ever score last week and had their biggest ever margin as well. So they keep this up, the records will continue to fall for the Hawks.
And they're just using the ball so well at the moment, despite that being a drop mark. They're just so composed with ball in hand and able to do this, find a target up the ground. They're just working so hard for each other at the moment.
Scrum has a fumbled Rosalie over the top of her. We'll have a stoppage right in front of our commentary position here at Victoria Park. Beautiful spring conditions. Great to see the crowd here at Victoria Park supporting the AFL Women's.
Free kick going the way of the Pies. So that Collingwood only have 22 from their main list available. So they actually named their 2 emergencies today, the 2 VFLW players. So they've got their injury concerns, and when you add to that Tani White caught that 3-match suspension during the week. It does make life tough. Still missing Lauren Butler through injury. White with the 3-match hit on Maddie Collier it was. Ellie, I'd love to know your opinion on this. I mean, obviously the women's game only has the 11 rounds. It's a huge suspension. We'll get back to that in a moment. Campbell can't control it. Schleicher making sure that ball is going nowhere. So here is the big hit. Talking point from round 1. It was Tani White suspended for 3 matches for that hit on Maddie Collier. What did you make of it, Ellie?
I mean, it's a really tough one for that Callers. Collingwood go inside 50 again, but really good composure here by the Hawks defence. But I think from Collingwood's point of view, I mean, or from Tani White's point of view, I mean, she elected to bump in that instance, and it's a really tough one with the MRO basing it off the men's game as well. I think with the grid that they base it off, so potentially they need to look at a different one for the AFLW.
Forward go the Pies. Campbell bobs up. And a hurried kick out of there from Davey. Missed behind. So you think that it needs to be different to the men's?
Oh, I think, like, in terms of the grading, the way they grade it, it's the same sort of system, but in terms of the length of suspension, potentially having a look at that, because 3 games, you're missing so much of the season, but 3 games in the men's game, it's not that much in comparison, so it's a really tough one to judge the critique on, so potentially something they need to look at is that system, but I mean, it's a really tough one and something that probably hasn't been considered too much yet.
Love the insights. Ellie Blackburn, of course, premiership captain with the Western Bulldogs back in 2018. Some of the superstars of the game joining our commentary on Fox Footy this year. Not afraid to have opinions. That's what we love in the AFLW. As they burst away again, the Hawks. Here's Ashmore, the veteran, over to another veteran in Bodie. Got a loose player. She can move it on. The chance for Vukic comes back in to Ashmore. Can she control it from the pocket? She's capable. And it's touched over into the post.
It was again Hawthorn, that running style that they're putting on display today from the half-back. Just their ability to run numbers, and they're so fit and fast, and Caitlin Ashmore there just stayed involved in that play the whole way down.
Pies from the kick into a contest off hands. Keep alive along the boundary line, goes out of play. It'll be touched, it'll be throwing.
We're an hour away from the men's qualifying final, live from the MCG. You'll see it all here on Fox Footy. The Swans hosting the Giants at the SCG, to be followed later tonight by the elimination final between the Brisbane Lions and the Blues at the Gabba. And right now we're seeing some of the best display of AFLW here at Vic Park in the sunshine. Great vibe. Hawks are up and about after their men's team kept their season alive. They're off to Port Adelaide on Friday night for that semi-final. And players like Britt Benici and Bree Davey trying to keep their pies in this contest. Wonderful crowd. September vibes. Benici, first mistake of the day. She's given it straight to Sheriff.
You see what they're trying to do. Weren't able to do it, execute then.
Loose players everywhere. Here's a chance for McDonough on the left. And waiting right on the line and slotting it through. Bodie, the goal sneak. She was hiding on the goal line. No one saw her, and she was never going to miss from there.
Well, you can see what Benici was trying to do, finding those short 45 kicks that Collingwood have put on display today, but Hawthorn were able to intercept there and get the ball inside 50, and just Bodie out the back, no one on her. It's a big goal again for Hawthorn. Throughout the course of this third quarter, Cal, they've had 7 inside 50s to Collingwood's 6 inside 50s. So only beating them by 1. But they've been able to kick 4 goals, 1 to Collingwood's 2 behind. So just really making the most of their opportunities in this third term.
Go to Bodie. Her 11th goal in Hawthorn colours and 46th overall. It moves into equal second position on Hawthorn's all-time leading goal scorers list, and this is turning into a big margin here for the Hawks. 39 points. Ball to be won on the wing. Gilroy, a couple of goals to her today. Wheels around on that right boot. Bodie dropped the chest mark in the end. Ball spits out the back. Ashmore collects. Gets around a couple on the outside of the boot. Didn't quite get the bend she was after. It's across the face, and it will be thrown in deep inside Hawthorn's forward 50, a 39-point lead. 2.5 to claim the third.
Biggest lead of the afternoon. Pies haven't been in front at all. Have a look at those last 10 scores. They've rattled off 4 consecutive goals to none in this third term. Feasting on the Pies. Is there more to come? Baskaran back. High ball's going to land just at the top of the goal square. Bodie is lurking. Oh, the kick from Carlson was smothered. There's Gilroy, kick 2. Kick 2 last week as well. Sarah Rowe Oh, this is dangerous. It's been picked off. And it's been picked off down there by Fleming. Jazz Fleming, one of the young superstars of the competition, never kicked a goal in the AFLW. The daughter of Damien Fleming, who calls himself the bowlologist. She's looking at the tunnel of trepidation, the arena of apprehension, but she can't quite get the outswinger working. No appeal? There's no appeal on the goal line?
No appeal, sadly, Cal.
Look, Flem would understand those comments. He would have enjoyed them because he's got a unique style of commentary. As I said, calls himself the bowlologist, and of course, Mum, a former elite netballer. And then Auntie Wendy O'Donnell was a former, her sister Shelley rather, Mum Wendy, sister Shelley played 84 times for Australia in netball. So as the Hawks look like piling more on. This time it's Charlotte Bascaran, another youngster. It's not too easy for these Hawks.
It is just read it so nicely off the boundary throw in, tap then Bascaran. Not a lot of body contact on her, was able to break the lines quite easy. Really had no one on her. Just a really nice tap down, read it well. Good kick, good goal celebration, and continues to extend that lead for Hawthorn. 45 points now. This is impressive footy by the Hawks.
So last week in round one, Hawthorn playing against Carlton, they won by 38 points. It was their biggest winning margin in the competition so far. They also kicked the highest ever score, 9 goals, 12-66. So as it currently stands, new records for the Hawthorn Footy Club today. Bascaran getting in on the action in what's been a dominant third quarter. 5 goals to nothing from the Hawks. They've blown it wide open here in beautiful sunshine at Vic Park, but a chance for the Pies here to go forward as they get a free kick. Bree Davey, an inspirational skipper, back into the lineup today. They're looking for a target up forward to a big pack. They all fly, and out the back is Livingston. She kicked her first goal in the competition last week when she floated forward. That one didn't quite have the carry, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty for encroachment on the mark.
So as it stands, they've booted their highest ever score. So coming into the season, their highest ever score of all time was 6-10, 46. Beat that last week, and they bettered it again here this afternoon. Just like the men's competition, this is the hottest team in AFLW. Breaking tackles, surging forward, plenty of energy, and they love a goal celebration. Fleming, back to Gilroy, charging towards 50. Puts it out, here's Bodie waiting at the bag, the goal sneak. Siren sounded anyway. 11-4-70, their highest ever recorded score, and there's a quarter to go. This is scary what Hawthorn's doing. Collingwood 3-7-25. a 24-hour ride for Hawks fans. Their Cinderella story continues. First in the men's competition and now in the NAB AFLW. They are the talk of the town. Turning it on at the Vic Park here this afternoon in front of a fabulous crowd, beautiful suburban charm and wonderful atmosphere here. It's a margin of 45 points. And the man who's responsible for sparking this turnaround is the coach of the Hawks, Daniel Webster, and he's with Bryony.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Webby, mate. It's a pretty good day at the office for you. You've got your family out in the crowd, you've got your sister up in the commentary box, and you're taking a 45-point lead into the last term.
Yeah, so far so good. So hopefully we can finish the job and really enjoy it.
You were up and about in that three-quarter time chat to the team, just not letting them let up. You want them to still put the gears on and go.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, like Collingwood are really good pressure side as well, and they're good in the contest. So we just want to make sure we work them over there and try and get them on the outside.
And, it's been a really good day at the office here. They're really playing some great footy and a really great ability to run off the half-back line and kick some goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what we want to be. We want to be a team that can attack quickly when we can. So, yeah, so far so good.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you. Good to
Not giving too much away.
Yes, you need to give him some media training.
Come on.
That was shocking. That was terrible. What, he knows how to coach a footy team, though, Daniel Webster. We appreciate his time. And you got Dad here in the crowd with some rest of some family members down from Queensland.
And they brought the weather.
They did bring the weather.
So happy about that.
I won't ask who the favourite is, although at the moment, the way this game's panning out, is he older or younger?
Older.
Okay. Although
He's always been the favourite.
you're pretty handy with a microphone, Jess, so love it. Great story. Plenty of family stories in the AFLW, and that's just one of them. I was an assistant with the Brisbane Lions last year. And they won that case, so here it is. Oh, there it is, the innocuous. Out for the rest of the season with a shoulder injury.
Unfortunately, Janelle Cuthbertson last night at the MCG, and that's a knee injury as well, so we certainly hope that those scans come back positive. And certainly wish Casey Sheriff all the best. He's been in such incredible form in the first game and a half here at the Hawks. Bryony Dawson will be all over that downstairs. Play continues and Fleming's marked in space on the wing as she could take off, and out as a bounce. It didn't quite come back to her. Now she's in trouble. Got the hand pass out, but has turned it over. Frederick shares it with Rowe. Kick into the centre of the ground by Brazali.
And I think to your point before, Cal, it's for Collingwood still taking the game on like this, opening it up, trying to get the ball out the fat side and looking for a clean mark inside 50. It's been hard to come by for him. Being able to look dangerous in front of goal. The goals have come hard, so hopefully they can have some easy opportunities in this final term.
Breed slips a tackle. Get used to seeing that. Gives it to Bodie, who sends the Hawks to half forward. Hit well. There's marked. Centre half forward. Can turn around and pump it long into attack. McDonough hands to it. No mark. Gilroy, always in good position. Jams it on the boot. It's away to the right from minor scorers. It's like McDonough is still on the
Schleicher came over and collected her high. So just as we were saying, everything they touch turns to gold. Watch Ruby come in from the side here. Accidental knee into the face. Well, in the space of a minute, two of your best players badly injured. It's great sportsmanship from Ruby Schleicher, just heading over, checking that she's okay. There's a real sisterhood in this competition, isn't there, Ellie?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of care and connection amongst the playing groups within the competition. You never want to see anyone get injured too, mind you, Cal. Regardless of what team you play for or who they are, you want to see every player out there fit and healthy and able to compete. So unfortunately,
Full scenes. This is what AFLW is all about. It's the suburban vibe. It's meeting your mates on an afternoon in the sunshine, sitting on a hill. It's like a flashback to the 70s and what footy was like. Well, that's
game. Wales in ruck against Frederick. And then we'll have a couple of repeat stoppages here.
So Hawks by 7 at quarter time, by 16 at half time, by 45 at three-quarter time. And we're yet to get a goal in this final term as the umpire says it's a free kick going to Fleming. She's a beautiful kick inside 50. She's tried to hit up Breed, but they weren't on the same communication page, and Frederick takes it. Gives it off to Ramos into the centre of the ground. Burst of speed by Jordan. Comes back the way of Sansonetti. Just out into space. Jordan Allen to Sansonetti, and then the follow-up tackle was really good by Sansonetti, former Swans player.
Holding the ball, free kick too, rewarded for that effort, Cal.
Good mark from Kemp in defence.
Just smart there to hold that play up as well. Working hard, the midfielders of Hawthorn and the forwards, but they weren't quite sense.
Loose ball on the wing. Rowe, sidestep, gone. Umpire says play on. Lucas Rod just rips it clear, fires out the handball. Ashmore curls it round the corner. Fleming, into the centre she goes. Now this is Breed. A bomb. This is dangerous. Schleisch is there. She got the handball away. Benici looking to break through the lines. Fantastic stuff. And then off to the run of Ramos. Out wide, they're fumbling and bumbling their way forward here, the Pies. Benici, she can use Campbell. Long ball. Good spoil from behind. That was a wonderful spoil.
Off hands, roving it beautifully is Geordie Allen. Squeezes a kick into the corridor. Stays alive in the pocket. Sansonetti has a couple to beat. Intelligently slaps it backwards for Rob. Ball alive in the pocket for the Pies. Hawks defence under the pump. Williamson picks it up, tackle to the turf.
It's probably been a real big kicker today for Collingwood. They're having a lot of shots from that sort of 40-metre region out, and a lot of them have dropped short or swayed a little bit. So despite the scoreline being 3-8, they've had a lot more opportunity to capitalise, but haven't quite been able to get it as deep inside 50 as what they would like to have those shots on goal.
Ray Chamberlain, Fleming, bangs it. Oh, what a kick it is as well. Loose ball. Running onto it was Cronin, a youngster in just her second game. A little give and go, and they have picked up a couple of nasty injuries. Smith fires it out to the debutante, Hayley McLaughlin in the helmet, 18-year-old. And again, Frederick with Wales. In the ruck, it's been a fascinating duel. Poor old Sabrina Frederick, she had Ali Morfitt last week, the All-Australian ruck for the Swans, and now comes up against Wales, who's trying to rip it clear. There are some tired bodies out there.
What do Collingwood take out of this, Ellie? I mean, on the G, you have played there before, many years ago in exhibition games, but can you get your thoughts in terms of AFLW played at a massive venue like that, and then coming here to Victoria Park, a more suburban field, the fans are a little bit closer in. As a player, do you have a preference on what kind of venues or stadiums you like to play on?
It was 5 minutes ago. I thought I got away with it to start off.
Jess and I had a meeting and said, let's sneak it in at the end. We won't mention the score, Ellie, more the experience playing at the G.
No, I think the experience in itself is truly incredible. I mean, for so many of our young players, to play a double-header, I mean, it was truly remarkable. The crowds came in early, particularly for the MCC point of view, to secure their seats. So we had a great crowd in to start the game, and as the game evolved, you know, more Bulldogs fans came in and watched us, and it was just a lot of fun to have that experience. And obviously the community grounds that we get to play on, it's great as well. So it's a tough one. I mean, you'd love to play at the MCG more often than not, but to come to a community ground and have the feel of it, you know, we saw the fans before as the camera panned out wide to have a look at the fans sitting on the hill cheering you on. It's just a really nice feel about it. I mean, ideally one day we get to it where we're playing in stadiums a little bit more often than not, but I mean, both are nice opportunities nonetheless.
Might be a chance here for the Pies to snare one late. Allen goes to ground. Would you like to see more double headers?
Yeah, I mean,
or are you more single, have them just keep them separate?
It's just a really tough one. I personally look at it from a logistics point of view, because I mean, if you're having double headers, there's a bit of gap in between the games and to allow access onto the ground for the players. So it makes it quite challenging
from a warm-up perspective and from a, you know, trying to get a feel of the ground. So from that point of view as a player, I think it's quite challenging. But from an atmosphere, I think it's great to have them at times. And particularly with the finals, I mean, if the men's team that you're playing for is in the finals and you can schedule it like that, why not make the most of those opportunities like we did last night?
Absolutely. Final minutes counting down here at Vic Park. It's been a fabulous afternoon at the football. Pies still searching for their first win, and the Hawks, Gilroy, she started it, didn't she, in the blue boots at the bottom of that pack, kicking 2 fabulous goals. She kicked 2 last week. What'd she have for a career coming into this season, Jess?
Oh, you're testing my math skills here. She came in seven goals, all singles coming into the season. So her career best 2 goals last week, equal to her career best 2 today as well. She's in front form.
From Collingwood's point of view, to finish off position and then they're scoring on, it's just a real mood killer at times, I would say, for Collingwood.
Yeah, certainly. And that was the knock on Hawthorn's game in previous seasons, was their kicking efficiency. They weren't really a highly skilled team, but you can see the improvement in the first
card on in Eliza West into your midfield as well.
About Hawthorn in 2024, they'll move to 2-0 with a massive clash against Adelaide and round 3, and Collingwood will have to back up against Brisbane in a front
point of view and coming into this season. Lucas Rod off the half-back flank. Point of view and coming into this season. Lucas Rod off the half-back flank. 27 disposals today. Has had an outstanding performance.
To the women's team. Everything they touch at the moment is Hawthorn Football Club turns to gold. It's brown and gold. They prevail by 47 points to make it 2 from 2 to start season 9.
All right, folks, we're back. That's it. I'm out of here. We'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.